Okay, so it's Saturday morning. We didn't hit any garage sales, but we're on the way to pick up 102 Nintendo 64 games for $1,400. The games are in Eldon, Missouri, which is about 250-mile round trip, so it should be about 4 hours. I did bring my tool to open one or two of the most valuable cartridges and make sure that they are authentic, but let's get going. I got my GoPro, so we should be able to get footage picking it up, and I will see you when we get everything. Okay, so we were gonna run into like an hour and a half of traffic if we stayed on the interstate. So we are on a back county road. It is actually a gravel road, and I don't really know where we are, but hopefully we get there. I know you said you don't have any other gaming stuff, but I just wanted to ask again, nothing else that you're selling?
That's all the games. Look at this guy. Yeah, he's friendly as can be. He loves people.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna fill this in just because you had to make that drive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was actually like a peaceful drive coming from St. Louis area.
plug
Okay.
it into your system. Then go
HDMI. Okay, cool.
This is supposed to boost you.
Okay.
And it does a little.
Okay. These look really nice too.
And it's stock or whatever yesterday, and they couldn't believe the condition and quality they were in.
Yeah, a lot of these are nice.
$580.
They wanted to give you 580.
20%. I got a system too.
A 64, you're saying? Okay. I mean, I'd take a look. So what'd you want for that one?
Okay, well, I'll take 50 for this.
50. So we'd be at.
I do like 75 on this.
Okay.
And then the 1400 on that.
So 1475. Good with that?
Would be 1575, right? Or yeah, 1475.
14,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Just want to make sure.
Right on.
Okay.
And the 14 on that.
All right. How about just do 15? Just make it.
That rock,
make it
man.
easy for you.
If I had anything else I could throw at you, I think this is it as far as like 164. And then I hate doing that.
I count that. Should be 15. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate
thank you for
it.
making the drive, man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna mark it as sold.
All right. Well, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come get them. So I really appreciate it. All right, cool. Thank you. Okay, guys. So as you just saw there, we picked everything up. We are on the way back home. We might stop in Columbia, Missouri, which is a little bit out of the way, but to pick up some pizza. So I went to school there and kind of want to stop by and get some pizza, but we'll see, because it's probably an extra 45-minute drive if we do that. So we got all the games that we wanted. We got a Jungle Green 64, and we got an HDMI converter that's actually going to be worth like 100 to 150 bucks, which I wasn't even expecting. So, and these games are in awesome condition. So I'm really happy with that. Let's get home. Not sure if I'm going to stop and get pizza. If I do, I'll record a little bit. Otherwise, let's get home and do a quick review of everything that we got. All right, guys, so we decided to bring the pizza back. It's a small pizza, and we're just gonna eat it in the car. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so we're done eating our pizza. We left 2 pieces for later. It was pretty good, just like I remember it. If you're ever in Columbia, Missouri, for like a Mizzou football game or visiting somebody, I would recommend Gumby's over Shakespeare's Pizza. Shakespeare's is like the most well-known pizza place in Columbia, but I would prefer Gumby's over it. So either way, let's go get some gas, let's get home, and let's take a look at everything that we got today. Okay, so we are back home from Eldon with all of our Nintendo 64 stuff. I've got it all out of the protective sleeves. I've cleaned it all up. It wasn't super dirty, but I wanted to wipe everything down and just get any kind of dirt or dust on it, because I don't want to ship games out with dirt and dust on them. I've got everything laid out. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time because there's so many items. I'm not going to put comps up for everything. So what I did was I bucketed games by their price. So I put games in a $0 to $10 bucket, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and then games that are over 40, we're going to talk through the prices on those. But for anything less than 40, we're just going to take the midpoint. So say a game falls into the $30 to $40 range, we're going to say that's a $35 game. So in average, it'll be a rough average, and that'll be our price. Obviously, some of them will be more than 35, some of them will be less, but hopefully that gets us close to an average price. So we'll take the number of games in each range and then multiply it by that $35 number or $25 number and come up with an estimated profit after shipping and fees. The reason I'm doing this is I don't want to put comps up for everything. I don't want to talk through the price of every single game because there's so many, and I think it'll just be an easy way to look at potential profit for this video. So let's jump into what we got and take a look. Okay, so we've got everything laid out into their respective price ranges, and we're going to walk through everything here. So we're going to start on the left over here with the console and controllers and accessories. So we've got the Jungle Green 64 with 2 controllers, a power cord back there, and then some controller like cord extenders. So I've never really seen those before, but interesting to have there. I assumed on Facebook we should be able to get $125 for the Jungle Green console, the 2 controllers, and the power cord and the extenders. So $125 there. The Rumble Pack is probably like a $15 item on eBay. The memory cards, I assumed we should be able to get $10 on eBay, and everything that I'm talking about now is before fees and shipping. So maybe $10 to $15 for the memory cards, and then at the end, we'll take out fees and shipping for everything at the total level. So next up, we've got the expansion pack, which came out of the Jungle Green 64. I'm thinking we should be able to get about 45 to 50 bucks there. And then we've got 2 interesting items here, which the seller told me these were valuable. I wasn't sure, but we've got an EON HDMI converter for the 64, and this is worth about $100 to $140. Kind of just depends on what you get. It looks like it varies between $100 to $150, but that is really awesome. And then we've got a Marseille Classic like HDMI upscaler, and this looks like it should go for about 60 to 75 bucks on eBay. So those were really awesome. I wasn't expecting those when I drove there, but that's an awesome bonus. Next up, we're going to look at the $0 to $10 games. So these are pretty much console throw-ins, or maybe selling as a lot on eBay. But we've got 12 games that fall into that, and we're going to say they're worth $5 each. So this stack is a $60 stack. Not the best, but only 12 of those. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Next up, we've got our $10 to $20 stack. And again, we're going to use an average price of $15. Some of them will be worth more than $15, some less, but we're just going to go with an average. There were 33 games that fit into this category, and that multiplied out to $495 for this stack. So I don't think I'm going to go through too many of these because that will just take a long time, but like Turok Rage Wars. Too bad this isn't the gray cartridge, because I'm pretty sure the gray cartridge is worth like 500 bucks. I'm not really sure why, but we've got Arrow Gauge. This one was on like the fringe of being a $20 to $30 game. So Wheel of Fortune was surprisingly like a $15 game. New Tetris. So games like that. Wave Race, Bassmaster, Bugs Life, WrestleMania 2000. Nothing too exciting in there, but games that should sell pretty easily. Next up, we've got the $20 to $30 range, and we had 27 games in here, and we're going to multiply that out by $25, which gets us $675 for this stack before fees and shipping. So we've got Tarzan, GT64, Flying Dragon. This was actually on the verge of being a $30 to $40 game. Some of them do sell for like 33 bucks, but I put it in the conservative $20 to $30 category. Diddy Kong Racing, Toy Story 2, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, Destruction Derby. One that really surprised me is Golden Nugget. Was actually like a $22 game, which I did not expect, but that's pretty awesome. And then we've got like Sarge's Heroes, Quest 64. That surprised me because I thought this was a little bit more valuable in the $30 to $40 range, but not sure. And one thing I want to say about all of these is the labels are in really good condition on these. So we should be able to get the higher end of the range on some of this stuff. Now, some of them do look like they've been magic erased on the sides. Like they've got some like magic erase kind of wear on the left and right side. But the labels are still in really good shape, so that should be good. But again, we had 27 games in the $20 to $30 range. So we're multiplying that by 25 bucks, and that gets us $675 for this pile. Next up, we're in the $30 to $40 range. And again, these labels are really nice, so we might be able to get in the 40s for some of these, but I'm just being conservative. We've got 16 games in the 30 to 40 range, and that's $560 when you multiply that by $35. So we've got Ocarina of Time, Aiden Chronicles, Kirby 64, Snow Cross, which was a surprising one to me, but that's about a $35 game. Another surprising one was Circuit Pro Bowling. No idea why this is like a $35 game. It does have a little label damage, so maybe 30 bucks, but I would have thought just looking at this, it'd be like a $10 game. Mario Kart, Charlie Blast Territory, No Mercy, Spider-Man, Cruisin' Exotica, South Park Rally, Super Mario 64, Fighter Destiny 2, Mario Golf, and then 2 Banjo-Tooies. I think I saw somebody on Instagram that I follow sold one of these for like 60 bucks because it was in really good condition. These look nice. Again, like on the left and right side of the label, you can see like it looks like somebody used something there, but otherwise they look pretty good. At least the labels do. So we'll see what we get for those. But again, that's a $560 stack based on the number of games and $35 average. All right, last and definitely not least is our biggest hitters for the games. So first up, we've got Rocket Robot on Wheels. I wrote down 60 bucks for this. We might actually be able to get more, like 60 to 75, but again, I'm trying to be conservative on these for my profit potential. Paper Mario is looking really nice. We've got $75 for that one. Snowboard Kids 1 and 2. 1, we've got 50 bucks. 2, we've got 80 bucks. So I have sold 2 before, and I did get about 80 bucks for this sort of condition. So we should get that again, and that was pretty recent. Next up, Majora's Mask. This is the non-hollow edition. I'm not really sure how that affects the value because it didn't look like it changes it too much. So we put 60 bucks for this, but we'll see. Earthworm Jim, we put 70 bucks, but some of these sell for upwards of like 90. And again, this label's looking good, but we've got 70 bucks on that one. Mario Party 2, 45 bucks. Resident Evil 2, we went with 40. Super Smash 40. Going Quackers, we put 45 just because the label has a little wear up here. It could go for more in the 50s somewhere, but we'll do 45 because of that wear. Star Soldier, which I had never heard of, 50 bucks. Turok 3, 45. Batman Beyond, I actually just sold one of these, so 45 bucks. And then Harvest Moon looks like it has a wide range, so we put 60 bucks down. This one's in pretty good shape, so we might get more like 75 depending on what it, what somebody wants to pay, but that's really good condition. So for these 14 games, we put down about $800 in value. So that's a pretty good 14 games right there. Okay guys, so that is everything that we got. All the prices that we just threw out there add up to just about $3,000. So if you take out fees, which should be somewhere around 400 bucks, that puts us down to $2,600. And then shipping, I would think should be between $300 and $400 because all this should go Ground Advantage, except for the system, obviously, which I'm going to sell on Facebook. All this should go Ground Advantage, and so that usually goes between about $3.50 to $4.20. So we're just going to say about $375 is going to be our shipping cost. Obviously, somebody could buy some of these together, and that would really help our shipping costs, but we'll see about that. We'll assume it's all separate. So down to $2,600 after our fees, and then if you take out $375, that would get us down to $2,225, I think. And we paid $1,500, so that's looking at a profit of about $725. If we get the higher end of some of these games, we could be looking at $800. So $800 for, a 4-hour round trip. We got to stop for lunch and have some pizza that we haven't had in a while and see some games that I haven't seen at least recently. So cool to see. And making 750 to 800 bucks on this stuff is going to be awesome. It is going to take some time to list them and actually pack them up and get them sold, but I'm happy with it. We'll assume about $800 in profit. Really good day, I feel like. As usual, I appreciate everybody that's been watching, liking, and subscribing. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe, and I will see everybody on the next video.